It's day one of scrutineering for the 2018 24 Hours of Le Mans here at the Place de la République in downtown Le Mans. And not even a little bit of off-and-on rain could keep the fans from coming out in droves to check out the cars and the stars of this year's race. Day one highlights today included Corvette Racing coming through, always a fan favorite, certainly stalwarts of this event. Also, 4 cars from Jackie Chan DC Racing. We saw Jenson Button, former Formula One world champion, come through. He's part of the SMP Racing LMP1 driver lineup, one of the new teams to the LMP1 field in that privateer subdivision. Also, the first of those LMP1 privateers to come through today was the Ginetta. So plenty of highlights, plenty of people that we spoke with as well, various protagonists from throughout the different classes here at day one of scrutineering.
Yeah, well, I've noticed that you don't do many laps in practice. We had a few issues, sensor issues, so our running was quite limited, but I did 20 laps, so it was a great experience. You know, for me, it was a challenge because you're learning a circuit, which is very unique. But I'm also learning a car, so it was a big learning curve, but I enjoyed it, really enjoyed it, and can't wait to get back out on Wednesday.
Ricky Taylor is part of the Jackie Chan DC Racing effort here this year at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. You've got the Ligier chassis with you this year. Tested it a few times, I know already. What has the initial experience been with the Ligier?
That's been really positive. I think after watching last year's Le Mans, it seemed like it was definitely Orica dominant, and this year coming back with the Ligier, with the Joker package, it seemed that they made some really strong updates to the car. And I think this year in LMP2 is going to be really exciting, having all 3 constructors look like they can really fight for the win. So it's really exciting to be a part of a really strong team in Jackie Chan DC Racing, and a really strong driver lineup, I think, with Combe and David Hannemeyer Hansen. So looking forward to it.
And we all kind of know what the playing field's going to be like. What makes this a successful race weekend for you and for Ginetta?
I think realistically we've got to aim at getting reliably to the finish. I think, you know, it's been a tough run in. It's been well documented, the tough run in we've had to this week with our various tribulations, financial reliability, whatever. So, you know, we're not expecting to drive straight out of the pit, slam it on P1, stack it on pole and leave. You know, that's pretty normal given our situation. If we get reliably to the finish here, then this is a magical race. A lot of things can happen.
Talking now with Corvette Racing Program Manager Doug Fehan, once again back at Le Mans with this Corvette Racing program, the 19th year. What is it about this race, this place, that keeps you guys coming back?
You know, anybody's been here, Ryan, knows the magic that the track, the people, the town, they transmit it to you. It's magical. This is the holy grail of motorsports, the history, the tradition, and it's unbelievable that this is our 19th consecutive year. I mean, it just does not seem that long ago in which we started this endeavor. But this serves as the cornerstone for our program. You know, Chevrolet, Corvette is the brand, the mark. We'll write history every time we roll this car out here. Those are things you read about as just young people, and now we're living it. So it's a pretty incredible experience.
It's been a busy day, day one of scrutineering here at Le Mans. Let's go ahead and bring in John Dagys, founder and editor of Sportscar365.com, to help us sift through some of the stories from the day. And certainly we've seen and heard from a lot of the new LMP1 non-hybrid teams that have come in. And maybe the biggest storyline surrounding Le Mans this year is the battle in LMP1 between the hybrids, the Toyotas, and the non-hybrid cars like the SMP, like Baikalis, which has been around, like the Ginetta. What do you expect, John? How do we expect this EOT to work out, what the balance of power might be in the LMP1 class?
Yeah, we're still trying to figure it out right now because the final EOT numbers haven't been released. Hopefully we get them in the next 24 to 48 hours. I'm not sure, but nonetheless, there is a lot of optimism, I think, from some of the privateer teams. Came pretty close in the test day. The Rebellions obviously were really quick. SMP showed some improved pace. So overall, I think they're in a little bit better shape than I think a lot of people anticipated, but at the same time, we're going to see a big advantage from Toyota, both in going the 1 extra lap at Le Mans, per lap per stint, and then also having a quicker fueling stop and having some bigger efficiency in other areas. So it's kind of a double-edged sword right now. We'll have to wait and see what happens, but that's all part of this race.
It has been interesting talking to the folks from the non-hybrid teams. They had readily admit, look, we're not going to be able to compete on raw pace alone, but it is a 24-hour race. There's a lot of ways to win and a lot of ways to lose this race, and unfortunately the folks at Toyota know the bitter half of that quite well.
Absolutely, and I think from their standpoint, they have to make sure they have a reliable car, 2 cars reliable, to get to the finish, because anything can happen. Like we saw last year with the fake Marshall that ultimately cost Kamui Kobayashi the win. You know, crazy things happen here, and you don't know what comes around the corner.
So, plenty of storylines to keep an eye on. We'll have all kinds of stories at Sportscar 365 throughout the week. This is just day 1, and it's not the end of scrutineering either. We'll be back tomorrow in the Place de la République. Plenty more coverage coming your way. Thanks for watching.